Hi. Um, so my quick recap of today. I got up around 1:30ish, went to work. Um, got there around 2:30ish because of some nasty traffic. At I didn't need to be there till 3, but I got there at 2:30. I was gonna go a little earlier than that to drop off the car for my parents, but didn't work out that way. Um, and then I worked, and then I came home and I watched a couple of movies and played a bunch of Rocket League, and that was it. That's about all I can write for that. Um, Currently, it looks like, quite sadly at that, my processor in my computer, I think, is the one causing it, but the processor in my computer seems to be going. I overclocked it, so that's probably the reason why. Um, but the computer's freezing all over the place, and I really don't have another explanation for why that'd be happening. And that's not fun because that's almost like a $500 piece of equipment, 200 if I'm lucky, but I probably am not going to find it for a really good, cheap price at that. Um, I'm going to look, but I doubt I'll find anything. Um, it really sucks when that happens, and I'm not a fan of it, and I don't like it, but is that okay? It's still working. I've been doing this thing called folding at home, which some of you people try to know. Um, Now the reason I'm doing it is pretty stupid, but you know, um, when I came home today, the temperature in here was at 60 degrees, so I have a large amount of computers, and I wanted them to generate a large amount of heat. So I basically put them through a stress tester. But then I was like, well, this is kind of pointless because I'm running a stress test on 3 separate computers and it's kind of pointless. So then I remember somebody telling me that, folding proteins using your computer power helps researchers develop cures for Alzheimer's and stuff like that. So I said, hey, I'll be productive when I generate heat. So I plugged all my computers in and I downloaded Folding at Home, and this one, and I mean the equipment I got does very well at it because I mean normally it takes a couple days to fold a protein. This one's doing it in 3 hours. This one when it isn't crashing and running at full power, you can do one in about 2. And sadly, I mean the processor's what's holding it back right now, which means that I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna be able to do to fix that. Um, I don't know, and I'm worried about it, but I also don't want to go and jump into replacing the process. Well, actually, I do. I do want to do that. I do want to jump into replacing the processor because later this year, I'm going to have to buy a new processor, motherboard, and RAM. And then by that time, I'm going to need a new graphics card. So I'm just going to have to build a brand new system. So I'm not going to be able to sell this one in the shape it's in. So I'm going to have to buy a new processor. That's not good. That's not good, not good, not good! Um, Luckily, my car damage, from hitting the deer the other night, I'm okay, by the way. When I hit my deer the other night, car damage, is going to be a total of $3 grand that luckily my insurance company is going to pay for, except for a $500 deductible. So, nasty $500 deductible, I will pay that. But above and beyond that, I'll be able to shoot money where I need to. Um, I just have to pay a couple of things off, and then I'll buy a processor, and then a pair of shoes, and then I'll pay next month's rent, and then um, I'll be back to paying down my bills and stuff that I'm so wanting to do, but sugar honey iced tea keeps coming in the way. And sugar honey iced tea is very good, mind you. It's very, very good. So I think that's about all she wrote. I actually get paid tomorrow, so we'll see how much I made. And then tomorrow I will be doing my travel work, going around to a bunch of different stores. So if you need to get a hold of me, I'll have my phone on me, and it's a great day to call because I'm able to answer the phone at any point in time and just claim that it's my work. Because that's how they call me and talk to me. So if you need to talk to me, it's a great time to call me. Had a long night last night. And I thank Caroline very much for calling me. And it's hard because I've known, and I've always known, that my decision to leave Campbell was not going to be easy. But you know, just sometimes stuff happens that makes you say, I wish this wasn't so painful, you know? And I firmly believe that the best things in life are worth the struggle and worth the pain. And the one thing that I wonder now is that, did I choose the right struggle and choose the right pain? And, my mom and I talked about it, and she said, that she thought I made the right decision. And I said, I know. The more I think about it, half the time I say, yeah, you made a right decision. The other half the time I say, why did I do that? And then it all comes back to, I wasn't happy, and the problem right now is I'm still not happy. I'm happier, but I'm still not happy. I'm happier, I'm more relaxed, I'm breathing easy, and I'm not stressed, but overall, yeah, still not happy. And I mean, that's okay, and that's not a problem, because I'll get there, but it's just, it was a long night thinking about that, and I was up all hours of the night just tossing and turning, thinking about it, but I'm okay. And seriously, don't worry about it, Caroline. Just something I figured I'd mention and talk about, Because to be honest, that's what this is for, Is because I don't talk to people about my problems, and I don't talk to my parents about my problems, and if I don't talk about my problems, they never get resolved. And I mean, I talked about my mom with my problems, but one talk doesn't solve everything. I was very proud to have been in charge of Campbell for the limited time that I was. So proud. So very proud. I distinctly remember and am reminded constantly of all the great people I met. And my mom said something to me and asked me, why don't you hang out with kids your own age? And I said, because I don't like any of them. And she was like, why not? And I was like, because all they do is drink and smoke weed. Well, all the kids around here anyway. And she was like, you'll find somebody. And I'm like, yeah, I found a few people already. And you know what? They're quiet. They're not fun. They don't do anything, you know? And there's a difference between being quiet and being not fun. I don't mind quiet people. I really don't. Like, I can sit down and read a book across from somebody all day long. I mean, I never used to be able to do that, but as I grow older, I find it easier and easier. But at the same exact time, I know that I know that certain people and I are never gonna get along, you know? And I need somebody that loves the arts as much as I do, you know? I need somebody that likes to go out and have fun as much as I do. And I need somebody that when all else fails, I can take them out somewhere and, you know, feel confident that they're going to be okay and enjoy themselves and that I don't have to watch over them and, you know, hover around them 24/7 in order for them to be happy with it. And, you know, it's okay. It's like, and anybody that likes the things that I like when I go out, you know, I take them to my house and, you know, want to hang out and they don't have any fun. And it's just like I never win, you know? And I don't know. There's just there's a gigantic toss up in my head that I struggle with that is, do I hang out with people my own age or do I hang out with people I like? Because the people I like are not my own age. I get along more with 30 to 35-year-olds that, you know, will go to the bar, sit down, have a few drinks, but then they'll shoot pool with me and talk about life and stuff, and they'll have conversations with me, you know? And I like them until they go to the excess and they drink too much. And then it's like, I don't want to be here anymore. It's like, I don't like being around drunk people. I don't find it amusing. I don't find it fun, and I don't get anything out of it because I'm not going to drink. I made a promise to myself a long time ago, and I broke that promise, and I've been sober for 4 months now. 5 months now, I think. I remember that just before I started to play was the last time I had a drink, and a month before that, I hadn't had a drink. I relapsed one time, and it was on my birthday. I relapsed, and I had vodka, and I remember I remember drinking it, and then I remember setting it down, and I remember saying to myself, never again. And I haven't had a drink since my birthday. Um, I've said to many people, I started drinking when I was 18, and I stopped drinking when I was 20, and I'm gonna keep it that way. I I don't want to go back to that guy I was because I mean I don't remember it, and it wasn't really that enjoyable. You know, it was enjoyable because when I was drinking, you know, I didn't worry about stuff as much, but it's just an escape from my problems, and that's not what it's not good. It's not healthy. I shouldn't do it. And the point of what I'm trying to say is that I'm not gonna be a drinker. I'm never gonna drink a lot, and if I ever do drink when I'm older, it's gonna be for special occasions only, and that'll be it. Like it. Like there's not gonna be liquor in my house. I'm not gonna have any in my house. Well, unless my wife wants some. then, I mean, she can have some all she wants. But, I mean, I'm not going to touch it, and it's not going to be around me, and I'm not going to want a lot of it. I don't want to marry a drunk, and I don't want to marry somebody that's going to use alcohol to make themselves feel fun. I I just want somebody who will just accept the fact that you have to be crazy to be fun, just don't give a crap what other people think. Don't give a crap and just be happy and do you. And that's what it is. Be happy and be a goofball, or be happy and be quiet. And don't give a crap if I mean, because it does put me off. And it's not a bad thing to put me off. If you're quiet, be quiet. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm going to ask you if you're all right, because for me, my normal is running around smiling. And everybody knows that. But my bad is when I'm quiet. Now, for somebody else, quiet's your normal. When you start talking a lot and you get, that's your bad, and maybe that's the thing, is that I don't understand that, but that's what life's about, learning what somebody else is and learning what you are. I'm yawning, but I don't feel tired. It's the same story as last night again. Anyway, moving on. The point I'm trying to make is that that's what it is, and there's no way to change that. And I hope that whoever is stuck with me in the future is okay with that and okay with who I am, because that's what I'm going to be, and I'm not probably going to change that for any reason. And I'd want somebody to tell me if I was changing, because I don't want to be that person again. It didn't do me any good, and it didn't do anybody else any good, and it wasn't healthy. Because sad to say, I was a pretty good drinker. Let me rephrase, I was a very good drinker. I must have a lot of German or Irish in my veins, because I could plow that stuff down and I'd be fine right up until I was smashed. Which was crazy, is that I could dance and I could move, and there's videos of me, and I was fine up until the point where I had too much, when I became 100% intoxicated, like when my blood alcohol level got so high that my brain wasn't able to counteract it. And once I hit that point, I can't remember anything. So as long as I'm still conscious, I'm in complete control. And I can. I did the straight line test. I did the nose to fingers with eyes closed and all that junk. And I did it. I did it. The minute I started failing, about 5 seconds later, I didn't remember a thing. That's actually the last thing I remember doing one of the nights I had a party, is people were going, James, have you drank anything? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like really drunk right now. I don't know how I'm doing this, guys. And I was like, and they're like, how are you? And I was like, I don't know, it just happens. And then 5 minutes later, I was throwing up and drunk on the stairs. It was like, yeah, he had way too much to drink. Yep. And I don't want to be that guy ever again. And for that reason, I don't drink. So nobody my age gets along with me. I went into a bar the other day with Harvey, my New York City guy, and I was hanging out with him, and I saw a kid that knew me from high school. And this guy looks at me and goes, are you so-and-so? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, hey, and we shout hellos across the bar. And he turns to the waitress in front of him, and he says, what's he drinking? And she goes, he isn't. And he turns around to his buddies and he goes, man, would I like to see that guy drunk. And they all laughed. And I was like, and that's when it clicked, like, I don't get along with these people. I don't understand them. I don't get it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why do you get drunk all the time? What's the point? You don't remember it. Nobody else has fun when you're drunk except for you, unless you're all drunk, and then it's just really stupid. I just don't want to be a person who ever says, yeah, me and my friends had a great time last night. What'd you do? We drank until we passed out on the floor. Wow. What a great night. Good job. Okay. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Just for snippets and giggles, I'll probably make another beatbox video or something interesting to throw up on YouTube and stuff. And yay. Alright. Have a good night, everybody, and be safe. Take care.